Hey guys, welcome back to Cheddar Movers. We got some bad news for cord cutters who are in LA. You won't be able to watch Lebron James and the Lakers. That's due to a 20-year deal between the Lakers and Time Warner Cable. That was inked back in 2011, so got a long while to wait. Joining us now for more is Jason Gerwin. He's the co-founder and CEO of FOMOPOP. Jason, welcome back to Cheddar. It's good to see you again. Tough news for LeBron fans, guys. Tell us what is specific about this tie-up between the Lakers and Time Warner Cable, and really, Jason, if there's any hope out there.
So thanks for having me. So there is hope for Laker fans. So over the last couple of years, a lot of these regional sports networks have moved to streaming services like YouTube TV and PlayStation View. But unfortunately for those in the LA market, Spectrum SportsNet, which covers about 70 Lakers games this season, isn't on any of them. And they're not the only one. There's actually 4 NBA teams, the Houston Rockets, Utah Jazz, and Denver Nuggets, who also aren't available on streaming services. So right now, people in the LA market, outside of those 12 games that are on nationally televised channels like TNT and ESPN and ABC, they're going to be shut out from watching LeBron.
That is wild, Jason. I mean, they can watch on the NBA app, right? That's not going away.
So unfortunately, they can't watch on the NBA app. So NBA League Pass is an out-of-market package. So what that means is those games are blacked out in the LA area. And in fact, the Lakers coverage area doesn't only cover LA, it actually goes all the way to Vegas, as far north of Fresno, and as far west as Honolulu. So the Lakers actually have a really big coverage area, and almost everyone in those markets, unless they subscribe to a cable company like Comcast or a satellite company like DirecTV or with Charter directly, they won't be able to watch LeBron.
So does this mean that potentially Time Warner Cable, or whatever the iteration of Time Warner Cable is called,
AT&T
right now, does this mean that there could be like a direct-to-consumer offering just for Lakers fans if there's enough interest from consumers?
Yeah, I guess it's possible that that could happen. Right now, there's no signs that a direct-to-consumer offering will happen. The LA market is actually pretty unique. Time Warner Cable, which is called Spectrum now, they own Spectrum SportsNet, which covers the Lakers, and Spectrum SportsNet Los Angeles, which actually covers the Dodgers. And both of those channels are pretty difficult to get in the LA market. And the reason why is they're pretty expensive. They're some of the most expensive regional sports networks for both streaming services and cable companies to get. So there's 2 options that are either going to happen. They're either going to have to go to direct to consumer, or they're going to end up having to find a way to make deals in this new cord cutting environment. There's about 33 million people who are going to cut the cord by the end of this year. The LA market is the 2nd largest DMA in the country, with almost 5.5 million people. It's a pretty big loss for these regional sports networks to not be able to get access to these consumers. So something is going to have to give at some point.
Okay, so legally, what would be easier? The Lakers coming up with their own a la carte option and doing that direct to consumer, or somehow inking a deal with one of these over the top services so that cord cutters can access and see LeBron?
I think it's more likely that the channel will end up going to these cord cutting services. We've seen this in other markets. For instance, in New York, MSG Network, which is independently owned, ended up inking a deal with both DirecTV Now and Fubo TV. In Boston, NESN, which is the regional sports network that covers the Red Sox and Bruins, ended up inking a deal across the board with most of these services. And then the Fox Sports networks and the NBC Sports networks, which are a little easier to negotiate because they usually come bundled with the other channels from those cable groups, are available on all the services. So right now, there's 17 teams across the 4 major sports that you can't watch with this streaming service. So sooner or later, I think these teams will end up being available. It's probably a matter of time, but at least for this season, LA Laker fans are going to be shut out of LeBron if they don't have cable.
Yeah, I mean, how are they getting around it? How could they get around it, Jason?
I would suspect the ticket prices to see LeBron are going up, Jason.
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason why historically cable companies have done this, where they've made it more restrictive to get these channels. But right now, there's two ways to do it. One, completely illegal. You can either go onto Reddit and get a stream, which I think a lot of Laker fans are going to end up doing, legal or not. They can use a VPN, again, another illegal way to do it where they can mask their location. But ultimately, the easiest way, you got to move to a different city. That is the easiest way to watch LeBron without cable, because then you can subscribe to NBA League Pass and watch an out-of-market packet.
Yeah, I don't know how realistic that is, Jason. Or just pay an arm and a leg to go see him in person. Jason Gerwin, we got to leave it there, co-founder and CEO of FOMOPOP. Thanks for joining us.
It was great to see Jason. Coming up, guys, we're going to update you on all the market action right after this.